Now here are pretty much the simplified steps. Step 1, find a motivated seller and sign a simple contract for a price, say $50,000. Step 2 is find a buyer and sign simply sign your contract to him for a fee, say $6,000. So he pays $56,000 for the house. Then take both those contracts to the title company or attorney and wait for your check. That's the fastest way that I know how to make a quick $6,000. Now, if anybody wants a free 7 Steps to Real Estate Riches video course and a free little booklet, you can go to realestateflippingriches.com.
Is that your deal?
Yeah. Everybody have that? Okay. Realestateflippingriches.com. Okay, perfect. And here's some just recommendations for your business. One of them is business cards. I should before that. Does anybody have any questions on wholesaling houses or anything?
I have a question. On the comps, how do you run your comps if there's an NDA and non-canon? I mean, there's no non-disclosure, right, for what houses just sold for? So how are you coming up with the sold value?
The MLS has all of the sold values.
They have that's the actual value it's sold for?
Yeah, they have
okay, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
they have the actual, they have, what it's listed for, and they also have the actual sold price.
Okay.
And you can get into that?
Like a site like I've seen Trulia, Trulia.com. They usually have good comps, and
they don't have the sales price.
They don't have it.
It's got to be on the MLS. So you got to find a realtor to do it.
Find a realtor, or just I say just ballpark it for the time being. Just see, okay, these are kind of what the average prices or what houses will look like they're selling for. Just ballpark it for the time being until you can actually get a realtor to run some comps for you. Don't worry too much about that. But is there any other questions? Okay, we'll get back to this. Everybody should get business cards made up and just start networking like crazy. Make up 500 to 1,000 cards. Simply put something like I buy houses, any price, any condition, quick closing, and then your contact information.
Where do you get your cards made?
I believe I got these cards made up here at Econoprint.
Okay. Everybody got a pen? 1, 2, 3, print. You look it up online. Real inexpensive business cards. Real nice, glossy, high quality. Takes about 5 days for them to show up in the mail. I got 100 that we just needed for, I think it was $8.95. And I think we printed 250 that was under 20. I think I double-sided on those, and that was almost $50. But that was because it was double-sided and multicolored.
Yep.
But you can just play with it. They have all the tools on there. You can create your own card right on the website.
Yep. I know we've used Vistaprint too.
Yep. They were actually a little cheaper than Vista. We've done some other flyers for American Vista. I was happy with what they did. It was a little cheaper. And they do door hangers and postcards and all of it. So 1, 2, 3 print.
Perfect. And I recommend definitely having a card that stands out, that people will notice. Like this card, ugly green color, but it stands out. People will notice it. Big cash. You don't have to have a card exactly like this, but just make it noticeable. If you're going to market your business, you want people to actually see. Don't put just a plain white card with a little black print, and make it memorable. The other thing that you might want is a website. Websites are a great place for to not only show credibility, show that you're actually a business owner, or that you are actually legitimate. A good place that I've found is realfreedomwebsites.com. They're pretty cheap. You can make little squeeze page websites, and I'll show you those. Also investorpro.com. With the Real Freedom, another place that we get a lot of our websites is it's called freedomsoft.com. I'll get to that in just a minute. And I create a lot of our websites too with WordPress. You can create your own website for less than $20. Just buy the domain name. Just buy if you have to buy hosting, you can get HostGator for $9.97 a month or whatever it is. Host your own website. WordPress, if you're not experienced, you can hire somebody on Fiverr, FIVERR.com. It's a website where somebody will pretty much do anything for $5. Yeah, you can have people build you a simple website for $5. You can have somebody do, they'll do so many things for $5. I had a couple people do some real cheap little videos for $5 just for marketing purposes, and I don't know. I love the site. What else?
Fiverr, what was it?
Fiverr, FIVERR.com. Now here are some of our examples of websites. The one on the left is our old WeBuyHousesBillings.com. That was our first one. It's now changed over the years. Here's some websites that I make. This is a squeeze page website that is designed to just attract seller leads. As you can see on the right hand side, they just fill in their information, and when they hit submit, it goes to another screen where they can fill out more information and pretty much give me as much information as possible about their house, about their situation. Down here is just a little more of a squeeze page for buyers to attract their email addresses. That way, when I have all their email addresses, I can simply send out one quick email to a couple hundred buyers and have a house sold in minutes. So now the next thing is, if you want something like a blog, just a platform to get the word out what you do. It helps with SEO purposes, and you start building a little bit of credibility where people see you're talking about real estate. People see that you know what you're talking about, and it's just a great way to market your business online.
What do you mean SEO purposes?
Search engine optimization.
But it gets you.
Yeah, and it helps you rank.
You're plugging your other sites on that blog, I take it? Or?
Yeah, plugging some of the other sites, and when you have articles and whatnot, they get picked up by Google or whoever, and depending on like Billings isn't very big, so there's not a ton of other people that are doing online marketing, so you have an easy chance to start getting your content, your articles, your videos, ranked up there on the first page of Google or wherever. There's just a quick example of a blog. Now you also need some sort of database to keep your leads. You need when your leads are coming in, you need some place to put those leads. I know that a lot of people just use Notepad. Okay, I'll just put the leads in a Notepad. But I find for me, I lose the Notepad. If I scribble it just on a piece of paper, I lose it. So I have an online database where the websites from before where the seller leads go in, those leads all go into just a database where I can easily access, easily see all my leads that are coming in that I need to contact. I can write notes and just go through everything. I use what's called FreedomSoft. Here's kind of a rough look of it. As you can see, there's a home, there's marketing, you can check the seller leads that have come in, buyer leads that have come in, contacts. Today's schedule, as you can see, that day was to call back a seller. Just so many things that you can do with this program here, not only just a database.
We paid $3,000 for that when it first came out, and now it's what? You can buy it for.
Yeah, we paid $3,000 when it first came out. Now it's $37. And if you want, you can go to realestateFlippingriches.com/freedomsoft-review-videos. I have a couple, review videos or demos that I made of the software that you can, check out, and if it looks like something that you'd be interested, you can purchase it from there.
I add something. You guys paid $3,000 for that back then. Back then you obviously agreed to do it. You were happy to do it. Did it make you money?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the key point. You can look back at, oh, I spent this much and this much, but what did it produce for you?
Oh yeah, it got me definitely going, and it helped me out a lot.
I mean, I paid $10,000 for an online training course and a phone call in that got me started in real estate.
Yeah, and this is
Worth every penny.
the software that I use too to autofill contracts and automatically send them out. You can also do
This is the software you use for that?
yeah. You can also do
Mailings too.
Yep, you can do direct mail campaigns. Just upload your list, hit submit, and it'll auto print. However many letters you need. What else will it do? It does have in there a database of cash buyers, where you can see all the cash buyers for Yellowstone County and for pretty much all of the country.
Also, it's got instant leads for like repossessed homes and stuff. That'll pull them right up.
You can get that for $37.
And you can do comps. Like you can put a lead in there. You can push on the comp thing, and it'll bring the comp up. It'll tell you what price you should buy it, what percentages, and you can click on. Christopher, sometimes in sitting on the phone with somebody, he'll be on this software. He'll click on the map option. He'll be looking at the guy's house and say, "Oh, are you the house on the corner there?" I mean, it totally blows their mind.
Yeah, it definitely is worth it, and it's cheap now from what we paid.
What we paid for it, yeah.
Now, another thing you're gonna need is something to take calls. A good cell phone. Everybody needs something to take pictures, to make calls. I love having internet access on my phone now, where you can be driving around. Oh, there's a house for sale here. Go to realtor.com on your phone and look it up. Or you can, even you see a vacant house, cross-reference the address, and, find out who owns it right there. Run comps right there. Just so many things. Then you can access FreedomSoft on your phone too, and run comps right there through that. I've been using Google Voice now. I have all my mailings. I bought a Google Voice number, so all my calls go to that number. And right now, that number is being forwarded to our call center, to the 1-800-WeAnswer.com, where they take our calls.
Google Voice is free, isn't it?
Yep, and Google Voice is free. You can go on there, pick out your own number, have it forward to your phones. You can have it just take messages for you. You can do a ton. Jonathan was the one that got me onto that, and definitely worth it.
You use your cell phone in preference to an iPad or something a little bit bigger?
When I'm out in an iPad, maybe you don't have internet access. Maybe you don't have, not everybody does the card. Maybe there's not Wi-Fi right there. So a cell phone is just easy to use, and anymore they're, do the same thing as any iPad or anything. Now you also need, of course, you're going to need a laptop scanner and printer. You need to scan, fax documents, or we don't even really use a fax machine too much anymore. I think my dad still uses it.
When we moved from the office to the other office, we eliminated the fax.
Yeah,
everything's now.
We just use scan.
Email.
Yep, scan and email everything.
Saved me having another phone line.
Another thing you're going to want is bandit signs and marketing material. You can go to banditsigns.com. I know probably most of you are familiar with bandit signs. Just little corrugated plastic, says "We Buy Houses" or something like that, and a phone number. These are, amazing tools to put up 25 of those in a weekend. Some in, high traffic areas like stop signs. You're gonna get phone calls. I know they've worked for me. The only problem they are a pain to go out and put these signs up, and then you're gonna usually have to take them down because the code enforcement.
3 days, is that your code? Is that what they're saying, or?
We usually, if you put them up, say Friday afternoon or night, take them down Monday morning early. They never call you. But if you put them up during the week and have them up through the week, get a nice little letter that says it'll fine you $500 for every sign you have. Yeah, that's if you. I think we left them up for a couple weeks at one time. But we don't put them on telephone poles or anywhere. We just put them on a stake, put them in the ground, and that's it. I mean, I wish I would do bandit signs more. You know, they do work great, but just, you know, sometimes I don't want to spend my Friday evenings putting up signs or Monday mornings at 7 a.m. taking down signs. You can go to banditsigns.com, dirt cheap signs. Also door hangers. I'm finding that I really love, because I'll consistently driving around looking at vacant houses, looking for houses, and if I see a vacant house, I just grab out a door hanger, go and stick it on the property and call it that. We had purchased, I think it was 3,000 door hangers about 3 years ago, and we still have.
Actually, there's a website
Couple thousand.
we got it, 2,000 door hangers. Yep.
Yep. But here's some examples of.
I got that from Matt the painter. Thank you, Matt.
Here's some examples too. Like anymore too, what I do is I handwrite all of our signs. We get things of corrugated plastic from Walmart, somewhat thick, and just write on them. I have found that handwritten signs do work better than the
Fancy print.
yeah fancy print. I think it's because people, you know, they see fancy print, they think this is just a marketing message, you know, and they choose to ignore it. They see this, they're thinking maybe a garage sale, maybe something like that, so they read it. I have found that blue ink on white does, for some reason, get the best response rate. People can see blue on white from farther away. Don't ask me why, but
Have you tried red on white?
yeah, red is harder to see from afar away. And red, for marketing purposes, is more of a warning symbol. So, you know, people, I don't know. I haven't really tested a lot, but for my marketing purposes, you know, I've heard from different things that, you know, avoid red, it's more of a warning. Blue and browns and oranges or friendly colors and people like that. Yellow and black I've also had good success with.
I did a lot of research on the color red and blue when I owned my martial arts school in Las Vegas. The name was Blue Dragon Martial Arts, and I chose the blue portion of that as opposed to Red Dragon because red had this, I don't know, Johnny Cobra kind of feel to it. It just anger and red, and whereas blue is a more passive color. There's a lot to that.
So then another way that we attract leads is direct mail. Direct mail seems like our biggest lead source. We send out foreclosures. Haven't done a lot of probate lately. Does everybody know what a probate is? When someone passes away, the estate does the whole probate process. And a lot of times these people that inherited these properties, you know, they don't want them. They might live out of state. The house might need tons of work. You know, they're great leads.
A spoiled kid that wants their inheritance money to go party.
Yeah. Sometimes the estate just wants to, you know, close everything out,
books,
and get rid of it. So they're definitely a great source. What you'd have to do is go down to the county courthouse, go to the probate department, weed through the files, and find out who the executor of the estate, who the heirs are, and then send them a little letter. That can be, you know, somewhat of a time-consuming thing. It is something that you can probably pay somebody $50 to go do that. And they'd be happy to do that. Divorce is also another good one. Absentee owners. Absentee owners are just people that have houses that don't live in the houses. And I get a lot of my lists to send out from. One is listsource.com. You can pretty much get a list of everything. I can get a list of people who own houses that don't live in the house but own it free and clear. You can get those lists. You can get people that are in foreclosure that are 30 days, 90 days, however, you know, days late. You can get a lot of good lists from there. And also the courthouse is another great place. You can use their online service to get some of the things, but also go into the courthouse to get like probate leads.
When you do this direct mail, do you use letterhead, or do you just send them on the way?
We've tested out a lot of different things. The best thing that we found is yellow paper like that.
Just written.
Just a handwritten note saying, I would like to buy your house at this address. Please call me, and the phone number. That's what we found to be the best. There are other letters that are really good too, but that's one of the best. It depends on who you're mailing to. Also, if you're mailing to probate, I probably wouldn't do the yellow letter. I'd do more of a formal something.